Hey guys, this is my final video for the 2020 presidential race until the election. It's November 1st today, and so it's only like 2 or 3 days until we start to know some real results coming in. So let's just look at the map. This is the map that I've been talking about that's guaranteed. This is 100% guaranteed. A lot of these states, though, in gray, people talk about, I don't believe they're really going to flip. For example, Minnesota, I really think it's going to stay blue, as well as New Hampshire, as well as Nevada, if you start looking at polling, as well as Omaha District 2 of Nebraska, which is Omaha and a little bit of the outskirts. It's really showing strong polling data, so we're just going to allocate that. We're also going to note the fact that Ohio, Iowa, Georgia, and Texas really not going to flip. So these are really the states to look at. Arizona I've been thinking is going to go red in Florida, but I want to look at the data of 2020 compared to 2016, and I want to compare polling strategies across the board. So that's what I have open here. Let's start with Wisconsin. Here's current Wisconsin polls. As you can see, Biden's up in every single poll with an average of 6.6. Now, I've talked about the 6-point rule before, where polling was roughly off by 6 points in 2016, meaning this looks like a narrow Biden victory in reality. Trafalgar, though, we're going to be looking at them quite a bit because they have been very accurate, and you'll see as I go here. Back in 2016, they were quite accurate. They were the most accurate polling group if you had to pick one in particular. They have large sample sizes, relatively speaking. They show Biden actually slightly up. Here's how it looked back here with Clinton. The final result, Trump narrowly won. This is where I got the 6-point rule from. See, how does it look now? Numbers are actually larger. It just kind of has that look to it, like this is gonna flip. So we're gonna say that. That's Wisconsin. Let's look at Pennsylvania. If you look here, generally showing Biden ahead. Here's Trafalgar again, though, a tie. Interestingly, let's go back to 2016. Trafalgar showed Trump narrowly ahead. They were the most accurate. See what I mean? Here's the actual result. Trump very narrowly won. They were the only one that was close to accurate, as well as Harper Group. They were very accurate too. Now Trafalgar, true tie. Is Harper in this list? I wonder. Let's check and see. Let's let this load and see if Harper still is around. I never heard of them, so I don't know. I don't see them. Harper. Yeah, I don't see any Harpers unless I'm missing it. Oh, there's one. Harper. Look at that. So they're really leaning into Biden. And this is Pennsylvania. This is very important. Only this poll right here shows Trump ahead. Relatively small sample size. I don't know. It's still a swing state, but it's looking bad if you're a Trump supporter. We'll leave it gray because it's such a swing state. So Wisconsin, we're going to flip. Pennsylvania, big question mark. Let's move on to Michigan. Michigan's interesting. I've been saying it's probably going to flip. Polling would say the same, except there's this one from Trafalgar here that largest sample size in the group shows Trump ahead. And I thought this was fascinating because here's 2016. +2, they predicted back in 2016. Still predicting +2. If this is the case, we're going to give the benefit of the doubt there. That's interesting. I haven't been really considering Michigan. So let's allocate that to red now based on this comparative data over the 4 years. All right. Arizona. This is fascinating. Arizona was very accurate in polling. As we all know, 2016 was highly inaccurate when it came to polling, except Arizona had some good polling. So you look pretty accurate to the final result. Everything showed Trump ahead slightly, and then that's what ended up being the reality. It's kind of leaning toward Biden. It's leaning toward Biden, see? Look at that. Now, we still have a few showing a narrow Trump support. My gut from this tells me it's going to be closer. It's going to be very close. It's going to be very close, but I still think it's going to lean that way, barely. But you can see here, it's actually a pretty much swing state. And it is a swing state, but it's very hard to predict. North Carolina, current data shows, pretty much a tie. Past data, a little bit more toward the Trump column, but there were some that showed Clinton ahead. This website refreshes periodically. Emerson tie. Emerson is not accurate. I take their polls with a grain of salt. But we're going to look here at Trafalgar. +2. What did they say last time? +5. It's going to be closer. Probably still going to inch that way. So now we get to here. Let's close Arizona, North Carolina. I haven't been talking a lot about Florida. A lot of people presume it's going to go red. The Panhandle is extremely conservative. You know, it's basically an extension of Georgia and Alabama. Down in Miami, it's much more Democrat. A lot of Cuban population is sort of the swing voter. They go both ways in voting. So hard to say, but let's look at current data. Here's the current data. It's all over the map. It's a tie pretty much. You know, Trafalgar says Trump is ahead, but it's still pretty close to a tie. Here is 2016, also showing a tie, but the real Clear Politics average showed Trump narrowly winning, which ended up being the case. Here, the RCP average shows Biden winning. That's a flip, see? This is an average of all the polls. So again, here's the Clinton. It showed it was pretty much a tie. Turned out that Trump narrowly won. With mail-in voting and stuff, it's hard to say. Trafalgar shows this. Probably going to go like this, but really one to watch. Interestingly, because of the Michigan thing, you know, as you can see, Trump won already. Of course, if this goes this way, Biden won already. So all eyes on Florida, all eyes on Pennsylvania, all eyes on Arizona, as you can see. But Michigan leaning red in a way, but still a big question mark. Wisconsin probably going to flip. Nevada going to stay the same. Omaha probably going to flip. We're going to end up, I'm almost sure about these. But the big flips here, and you know, I'm sure about these. And that one. But this is going to probably stay the same. These are almost certainly going to flip. These four, I do not know. We will see. It's coming up quick.